Installation Guide. Installing the Boldline Top Stage Incubator is a simple task that will take no longer than 30 minutes. Start the installation by unpacking the components on a clear table. In doing so, please note the presence of visual tags. They provide a useful and intuitive guidance during installation. Inside the boxes, you will find all the necessary tools and a webcam. If you wish to receive support, please contact our technical team to arrange a video conference. Our staff will be glad to guide you step by step during the installation of the incubator. Begin the installation from the top stage chamber and the temperature controller. Select the proper specimen holder and place the chamber on the XY stage of the microscope. Connect the wires of the chamber and heated glass lid to the temperature controller by following the intuitive color coding. Connect the room temperature sensor to the controller and attach it to the microscope pillar. Connect the green specimen feedback sensor. The two connectors are clearly marked on the rear panel. Connect the touchpad to the only RS-232 port of the controller. Power the temperature controller and the touchpad. The system is switched on and off from the touchpad. To operate the system in sample feedback mode, select the sample feedback operation mode from the touchpad. Gently introduce the green specimen feedback sensor in the chamber and then in the sensor lid. Introduce 3 milliliters of distilled water in a 35 millimeter Petri dish and cover it with the sensor lid. Make sure that the sensor is touching the bottom of the Petri and is covered with water. Position the Petri with the sensor lid inside the chamber, next to the sample. Best accuracy is achieved if the Petri coupled for the sensor lid is of the same type as the Petri employed for the sample. Make sure that all the other positions available on the sample holder are covered with dummy Petri and slides or with the supplied Ocolab covers. If you are employing a multi-wall plate, position the green specimen feedback sensor in one of the wells and cover it with water. With this operation mode, sample temperature will remain within a plus or minus 0.1 degrees Celsius, regardless of room temperature. If you prefer not to employ a sample feedback sensor, select the chamber feedback operation mode from the touchpad. In this operation mode, feedback to the temperature controller is provided by the sensor embedded in the chamber main body. A calibration performed in Ocolab ensures a plus or minus 0.1 degrees Celsius accuracy if room temperature remains at 23 degrees plus or minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. The room temperature sensor, conveniently placed near to the chamber, can be used to monitor room temperature. If room temperature is significantly different from 23 degrees Celsius, the chamber can be calibrated by introducing the green sample feedback sensor inside the chamber and by performing the self-calibration procedure. Calibration data will be stored as a function of room temperature. Oil immersion and dipping lens should be heated up to avoid undesired sample cooling during imaging. For this reason, the Boldline Top Stage Incubator has a built-in objective heater. To install the objective heater, select the proper band according to objective diameter, fasten it around the objective with the corresponding Velcro tape, and connect the cables to the temperature controller. Enable the objective heater from the touchpad and proceed to its calibration. Prior to starting the calibration, operate the incubator in sample feedback mode, keeping the objective not in oil contact. When the incubator has reached the desired set point temperature, start the calibration procedure from the touchpad and bring the objective in oil contact with the Petri containing the temperature sensor. The algorithm will progressively increase the temperature of the objective heater until the Petri reaches the set point temperature again. Calibration data can be stored as a function of room temperature and recalled when needed. In the overview page, the touchpad displays the temperature of the room. of the incubating chamber and lid, of the sample feedback sensor, and of the objective heater. Step 2. CO2 unit. Connect the gas controller to the temperature controller through the cableless connector. The positioning order of the controllers is not relevant. Connect one of the two transparent silicon tubes to the CO2 input push-in connector. The other end of the tube should be connected to the pressure gauge supplied with the controller. Set the pressure gauge at 1 bar. Finally, connect the pressure gauge to your CO2 supply. Connect the pre-assembled filtering tube to the air input push-in connector. If compressed air is not available, the OCO pump can be conveniently used. The pump is powered by the gas controller and enabled via touchpad. You will find the proper connection cable in the boxes. Attach the gas output filter. Assemble the active humidity module and fill the glass reservoir with distilled water. Connect the humidity sensor, the heating collar, and the heated tube to a gas controller. Finally, connect the heated tube to the chamber gasket. The pre-assembled blue tube should be used to connect the gas controller to the active humidity controller. The desired gas concentration, total output flow rate, and the relative humidity inside the chamber are set via touchpad. Connect the smart box to the top controller by using the cableless connector. Identify the controller connected to the touchpad and connect it to the smart box with the male-male USB cable. Connect the webcam and the Ethernet cable. Open your browser and type in http://smartbox. With Smartbox, you can remotely view and control the system, and you can download temperature and gas concentration data recorded during the experiments.